the Detroit Pistons. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. And we'll be hearing from D.A. along the sideline all game long. D.A., take it away.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kyle Lowry remains all hustle. He said if you come to a game and you bring your son and you guys are sitting in the nosebleeds, I want your son to say whoever number 7 is played his hardest. And he might only see me one time, but that one time, I'll be playing like it's my last. Kevin?
Wow, David, he is a gamer, no doubt. D.A., we appreciate the report. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. They've got Marvin Bagley. Ivy is out there with Hayes. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic, and it's Stewart in at the 4. And for Miami, at the guard spots, Lowry and Hero. Butler out there with Caleb Martin. And it's Adebayo in at the 5, roaming the paint. And there has, Greg, been some talk within the league about adding a mid-season tournament. What are your thoughts on that possibility?
I mean, with the success of the play-in tournament, which, in full disclosure, I was not for, but love now, I can see why they're considering it.
Now, here's Lowry. Pass to Martin. Takes a 3. The offensive rebound. Here's Adebayo. Three-pointer, Butler. No good that time. The Pistons go the other way with it. Here's Ivy. Yep, that one goes.
Watching Hayes, he keeps his eyes up, always looking for a better shot, either for himself or his teammates.
It's stolen by Bagley. Ivy with the bucket. Ivy's got his second bucket tonight.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
And putting that pressure on the rim. That's what it's all about, threatening with that attack.
Shot clock at 5. Lowry for 3. Drains the three-pointer.
What quickness from Kyle. He gets the ball and is gone in seconds.
Pass to Ivy. Bagley trying to free himself up. Ivy with the bucket. Ivy's got 6.
Well, this gives you some confidence when you drop 3 straight to start the game.
The pass to Adebayo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
Bam is a pro at absorbing contact, especially when he's locked in on scoring.
And Greg, beyond the lottery picks, this Pistons team has a lot of young players looking to make a name for themselves.
Second-round picks are guys let go by their first team. There's an underdog quality to the roster. Guys hungry to prove they belong.
Now Lowry, after Bogdanovic missing on that last three-pointer. Hayes with it. Lowry picks him up. Passes to Bagley. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And that's the thing about Bagley. Big, athletic, versatile, very hard to stop without fouling.
It's his first trip to the line.
Yeah, he's at 81% from the line, and when we've had a chance to see him, he's had great form and continues to look confident.
And so Bagley nails them both.
And winning has become more consistent in Miami than ever. Jimmy Butler was acquired, made it all the way to the finals in his first year, and have steadily won games each season.
Here's Adebayo. Lowry with the ball, working on Hayes. Back to Lowry. Wants to get it to Adebayo and does. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. And here's Ivy. 6 points for him. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Hero. And with the Heat, GA, they've been a consistent force in the Eastern Conference.
Kevin, lots of talent up and down that roster, from stars like Butler and all the way down to the role players. This is just a solid team.
Here's Butler after the basket by Detroit. Pass to Adebayo, and he converts the layup.
Nice work in there by Adebayo. He sets a physical tone for this team.
And Hayes kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Hayes. Pass to Ivy. Just 5 to shoot. Martin with the block. Outside, Hero. And Lowry has it in the corner. Down low, Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
The veteran point guard Kyle Lowry is terrific at setting the table for uncovered teammates.
There's the pass to Bogdanovich. The 19-foot shot. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Butler, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, he'll run through a wall to win, but sometimes Jimmy Butler can drive his coach up a wall. Despite that tendency, though, to embrace conflict, this guy is worth it.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
It's all about pace for me. They have set the tone in that area, and they are playing fast, flying up the floor and putting all kinds of pressure on the defense.
And they've also done a great job turning defense into offense tonight, creating turnovers and capitalizing on the other end.
And Greg, last season, Butler and Spoelstra got into it on the sideline. We all saw it. It was an interesting moment.
I think that's a good way of phrasing it. That manic intensity perhaps necessary at times for a player who competes as hard as Jimmy.
Lowry's shot is good.
When Kyle gets dialed in at the arc, he is dangerous. Defense needs to tighten up the perimeter.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
Duren, he's checked in for the Pistons. Bay comes in for Bogdanovich. And the Pistons with possession here. 4-point game. Passes it to Ivy. Butler against Bay. They need this. Miami grabs the miss. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
You know, sometimes you don't play up to your full potential. The important thing to figure out is what went wrong.
Butler, no good.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Here's Duren. That shot off the mark. Great D that time from Adebayo. That's a 2 from Butler. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
I don't know how many misses that is in a row, but I know it's ugly.
Here's Ivy. Detroit, no good that time either. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. They lead by 4. Pass to Adebayo. Butler against Bay. It's Butler that time on the assist by Adebayo.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Steve, Jimmy Butler is definitely a defensive difference maker.
He is, Kevin. Back in the 2021 season, Butler led the league in steals. He is so committed to forcing you to make mistakes with the ball.
Alec Burks checked in for the Pistons.
Alec Burks.
There's 1:54 left in the first quarter of the game. Trying to get something going. Hands it from downtown.
That's where Burks has shown he can be efficient shooting the ball with the catch and release.
Hero on the wing. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Personal foul.
That's on Jalen Duren.
Clearly a foul.
Now at the line.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Right now, it's their passing game, and it's been on point, doing a great job of moving it around and getting the ball to their shooters.
Also, they're getting into the teeth of the defense. Points in the paint, something coaches always love to see. Well, we know how Tyler Hero's a bucket, but still lots of room for growth. Last season, the 6th Man of the Year winner, he really did struggle, though, in the postseason.
Now here's Bey. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Saddiq Bey picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Here's Butler. It's a 5-point game. And Greg, you look at the playoff shooting percentages for Hero, tailing off from his regular season numbers.
And Kevin, that's not uncommon for a younger player, but the playoffs are what matters. And to be a star, that's when you've got to deliver.
And here's Hayes following Kyle Lowry's 3. And Duren slams it in.
And just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark. Now here is Lowry. He's coming off a 10-point game against Memphis. It's deflected, and they get it back. Gets it to go. That one good from Adebayo.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Pistons trail by 8. Pass to Burks. Now Bey. Pistons passing it around. The pass to Bagley. 6 on the shot clock. Off target with his 3. Miami leading by 8. Butler on the way. And slam dunk by Butler.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
This has been a beatdown right here, possibly over before it began.
And Duren slams it in.
Assisted.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Heat out front as they end the first quarter on a 20-7 run. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.
Here we go, fans. Time to make some noise for your team.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified the right matchups, and the execution is there.
On the floor for Detroit, Isaiah Stewart out there with Duren. Then it's Saddiq Bey. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Hayes in at the point. The shot's good from Hayes.
This is where Killian Hayes is most effective. He has the size to be a factor in the paint.
And a great job to get that angle on a tremendous drive.
And no quit. Just keep playing the right way. Stay aggressive and try to battle back. And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
It's been a little over a decade, Steve, since the Pistons last made real noise in the playoffs.
They've had a tough run of it lately, but rebuilding periods are never pretty, Kevin. They just need time to get back to contender status.
And that one, good.
Often delivering as much punishment as he takes. Jimmy Butler with a nice finish through contact.
Bey, no good.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And it's Martin missing.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Duren. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That is his first foul of the game. Corey Joseph's checked in for Hayes.
Now into the lineup for the Pistons, Corey Joseph.
Pass to Burks. Three-pointer. Detroit, no good that time either. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Heat. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
And as you would expect, they came out on top in last season's series against this club, but no reason to expect anything different this time around.
They just seem to match up very well whenever they play these guys. You can tell they have a ton of confidence.
And Smitty, no doubt the veteran Kyle Lowry certainly possesses a lot of that wisdom at this stage of his career.
Greg, he's one of those guys that his teammates respect. A proven champion that plays with toughness and intelligence, and a big part of this team.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. And the man who many consider the greatest Raptor of all time, Kyle Lowry.
He said he plans to return to retire in Toronto someday. He's already had a street named after him there. And in time, probably a statue in his honor as well.
Ivy's checked in for Alec Burks. You know, Greg, you played on some gritty teams, and we hear that expression, getting punched in the mouth, and it's not usually literal. But what's that look like on the floor? What's it feel like on the court?
Kevin, you're just out hustling and out muscling the team. At times you'll see it. They kind of checked out mentally. And I'll tell you what, it is one of the best feelings in sport.
Detroit with the ball. Following the score by Miami. Here's Bay. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
No, we're left to infer from the adjustments we see on the floor.